What's up, everybody? It's the Bayou Bengal Backers podcast, the Triple B podcast. I'm Cody, joined with Brandon as always. It's Ole Miss hate week. Man, I know you love it. You feeling it tonight?
Yeah, man. I want to go into Oxford and whoop that ass.
Amen to that.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
Amen to that. I think Whit Weeks has got a chip on his shoulder going into this game now.
I think he's in Lane Kiffin's head.
Absolutely. I mean, so before we get into all that, let me ask you something. So last night on the other show I do, the Golden Broom, Chris and I were talking about this, and he thinks that Whit Weeks is going to make a mistake in this game because of all this. And I told him straight up, I said, I don't see that. I'm sorry, but if I'm dating a girl who is the head coach of a football team, if anything, I'm going to play my best game ever. Because I feel like, if anything, that's how you earn respect.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, let's be real. If you're Lane Kiffin and you see this man go out there and flop on a play, is that the guy you want dating your daughter? I mean, come on. And it's Whit Weeks. That man wants a national championship more than anything.
I think saying that he's going to make a mistake is like trying to create a storyline. Like, come on, man. Just let the boys play. Like, he's going to be all right. Dude, he got a chip on his shoulder. He got ejected earlier in that other game. I think he wants to come out and really just ball out. I think he's ready to go.
Absolutely. And, we saw some good news, got Trades Green coming back. That makes me
ahead
happy.
Of schedule. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And, the biggest thing, too, is the fact that the other night against Southeastern, we actually saw Nussmeier. We saw him start very slow, but get going quick. Because I don't know if you paid attention to this, but his first few passes were just like lobbed in there. I'm talking short range passes too. And it's like just like the slowest lob. I don't see how they weren't picked. If I'm a DB, I'm running for that ball because if
it works, it works. I mean, but for me, I wasn't anticipating him to play that much nor take that many pass attempts, but he looked good. He looked comfortable. I mean,
we saw the deep ball. We saw that deep ball finally. I was like,
solid completion percentage too. Like, you can't go wrong. Yeah. Just putting the ball where it needs to be, making plays, getting yards, scoring a bunch of points.
He's at 68.5% completion percentage right now. Best
great
of his career.
That's great for any level, especially college, playing in the SEC. That's impressive to be able to complete almost 70% of your passes.
Absolutely.
Can't go wrong.
Absolutely. I mean, looking at the Southeastern game, though, overall, defense was fine. obviously, you had the backups come in second half on both sides of the ball. Michael Van
Mhm.
Buren balled out, but the defense, they got a little shaky in the second half. I mean, nothing that was alarming or anything like
Mm-mm.
that. But, they gave up a chunk of yardage.
Just some growing pains. You need to just go back, watch film, and improve on. You can't let up. You need to keep the intensity on, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, the LSU starting defense allowed only 33 total yards in that first half.
Not a
I mean,
surprise.
yeah, I mean, that's you couldn't ask for a better night. And I don't know. I've got a good feeling for this weekend. I'm not saying LSU goes in there and blows them out like that 52-3 game years ago, but I think it's going to be. I think LSU is going to make people pay attention after this weekend.
It's a statement. I mean, this is a big week in college football in general with all the matchups, but this is like
Hmm.
your first like real like test outside of what you have Florida and Clemson. Everybody's kind of already checking you out because like, oh, they're trash anyway, so we can't count those wins. But this is a hostile environment that I feel like people don't talk about. And they still have a lot of good athletes. No, they don't have Jackson Dart. No, they don't have Walter Nolan and those guys, but they're still a talented squad. Like
Absolutely.
going into Ole Miss is not an easy win, but I
Mm-mm.
like what we've got going on going into a game like that.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you really look at the matchup itself, I mean, obviously you have a new quarterback coming in for Ole Miss, Trinidad
Mhm.
Chambly, who took over for Austin Simmons after his injury, and he's looked the part. Good. Everybody expected him to be a running quarterback, but he's shown that he's just as dangerous with his arm. Now, a lot of the completions he's making suspect, and that's not me trashing the kid at all, by the way. But let's be real, the coverage that he's going to see with LSU is completely different than what he saw at Tulane.
Well, look at the games he's played in. Now look at
Yeah.
those defenses and the way they play compared. This is his first. You got to think this guy's coming from the FCS level.
Yep.
No disrespect. A lot of
Yeah.
FCS guys can come into Division One and
Mhm.
play really good.
Yep.
But even these first few games you played, you haven't played against a defense like LSU. That's
Exactly.
hyper aggressive at the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are from sideline to sideline in the flats, and the secondary is really aggressive and good in coverage. They're not going to make it easy for him. I'm not saying he's not able to have a big play here and there. He's one of those electric type players. I mean, he's going to
Mhm.
get something on you at some point. But I feel like LSU's defense is going to really make him work for it. They're not going to give up
Absolutely.
BS plays that they don't have to.
For sure. And, the one thing too is that, okay, so this will be the biggest game of his career in terms
Mhm.
of talent-wise that he'll
Yeah,
face.
exactly.
And so, I mean, one of two things are going to happen. He's either going to go out there and he is going to have the game of his life, or he's going to overthink this game and he's going to struggle. There is no in between play on this one. It is one of the two.
Yeah,
And I think,
you either embrace the moment or you kind of fold, you know.
yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think he can have a good game for sure, but it's going to take a lot. Kwan Lacey is going to be a key factor for him as well to get going. Obviously, their star running back, he can move the ball like there's no tomorrow. Their defense though is going to have to step it up as well, and
Mhm.
that with Nussmeier getting healthy, I know Caden Durham's dealing with an injury, but you got Jawan Johnson who,
He looked good.
yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Caleb Jackson's also ready to go. I
Let
mean,
Harlem Barry get some
I about to
reps.
say, that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if they don't try to utilize Harlan Berry more in this game and kind of rest Durham a little bit if needed. I mean,
I
if
wouldn't
Durham's good
even
to go, then yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
but
But
if you think he's a risk, I would start off if you're not gonna really give him touches, I would let Caleb Jackson take the reins early on and just see how he goes. You know, he has a lot of issues. I feel like hesitation, like when it goes to like going
mhm,
through the tackles and going through the offensive line. And if he struggles early, why not give the young buck? Yeah, I can't talk. You want to get somebody. You want to get somebody the hot hand, get the running game going. Because if you can get the
yeah,
running game going early, I don't think Ole Miss's defense is ready for LSU being able to run the ball and then the ability for them to stretch the field down with a quarterback who seems like now he's good, he's comfortable, he's not injured. That's
yep,
dangerous.
absolutely. And Xavier Thomas, I have a feeling he'll be utilized in the run game quite a bit, which rightfully so. He's more than earned that honor. I'm curious though to see, do we see the Aaron Anderson show happen, or do we see Barry and Brown kind of step forward more? Because that's what it was starting to lean towards to me last week, it felt like.
I feel like you might have a chance of seeing both, to be completely honest with you. And I love you brought up Jawan Johnson. That they can use him anywhere. I
Yeah.
love the versatility he gives them in the run game. If you want to throw him in at quarterback for a gadget play, if you want to bring him out wide, but you can do all kinds of stuff with him. And you keep the defense guessing because they don't know what to expect. There's just too many weapons all over the field.
Yep. I mean, he's like Russell Shepard 2.0, except I get on my knees and pray to God that he is actually used the right way.
Oh my gosh. No, I'd
And so
take Russell
far, so
Shepard
good.
right now. I'd take
Oh
Russell
man, I
Shepard.
know. Man, he was a beast. Good Lord.
He
But
was.
yeah, I say before we get into the breakdown of the game though, because there's obviously a lot to talk about there. Let's talk about the schedule for the next few years that they released. I've got a graphic right here that I will share, and we can check it out real quick. Hey, that actually lined up perfect. So next year we got A&M at Arkansas at Ole Miss, which is weird back to back
Yeah,
at a
that's
school.
odd.
Yeah, but then Bama, Mississippi State, Texas, which Texas coming to Baton Rouge for the first time
That's
since the
good.
50s. Let's go. I'm excited. But then you close out with at Auburn, at Kentucky, at Tennessee.
Gross.
I mean, honest to God truth, I feel like LSU kind of won with that schedule for next year.
Yeah.
No Georgia, no Florida, no South Carolina on the schedule,
Yeah, but then
no
27, you get
OU.
then 2027, you get those teams, and then you got to go to Georgia and South Carolina again. I
Yeah,
mean, how do you feel about the three teams they picked as permanent opponents, though? Because I
not a
mean,
fan.
okay, so this is my thing. So they picked who of the three? It was Ole Miss, Arkansas, and A&M.
Yeah,
Okay, so Arkansas is a gimme because you have the gimmick
yes.
game for it. A&M is a gimme because that game's been great every single year LSU's played them since jump.
Yep.
Ole Miss game is a good rivalry, but I wouldn't have budged on Bama. And I mean, if there would have been a way to make that happen, I would have made because that dude, come on, man. You can't how can you not have that game every year? Like,
I
come
mean,
on, man.
I look at it like this. You can't base it off historic rivalries. You need to look at what's relevant. And let's be
Yeah,
real, Bama LSU is the most relevant rivalry in the SEC.
yeah. And it's not
It's the
even like
most
a real
anticipated game.
rivalry. It's just that game that might not be like a rivalry, but you're gonna get a game every year on the schedule, and that kind of sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, not having to play Bama's cool because hey, if they're really good, guess what? I ain't got to play them. But it don't really matter because guess what? Now you're gonna be playing Georgia more now. We don't ever play Georgia, like
I
ever.
know.
We never play them at
Yep.
all. So it's like you kind of you lose that, but you get that in return. So it's like,
Yeah, which I mean, I'm okay with that, but I mean,
I don't like the Ole Miss pick though. Just me
yeah.
personally, I can deal with
Yeah,
the other two.
I would have rather maybe even Oklahoma considered.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't have been if you can't get Bama, that would have been a good second choice.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like LSU Oklahoma should be a rivalry. I don't have a real reason to back that up, but I don't know. It's just something about Oklahoma. It's like I want that to be like a game every year, no matter what. But then
Yeah,
again, I mean, we might face them in Atlanta next year. You never know.
never know.
So, but yeah, I mean, overall, though, I don't hate the schedule. I like seeing Vanderbilt on there a couple of times. I mean, I like that they're mixing it up a bit, but I'll be honest with you, I miss the old school East and West. Have the separation, meet in Atlanta, and just play a
Now
couple
everything's
teams
just
from the
wide
East.
open.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the old ways. I'm a person though. I'm not good with change. I've never been good with change. So the whole playoff format, the NIL, all that, it's bothered me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for NIL. I let it happen. I'm all for a playoff, but I don't like the way that they established the playoff. Had they brought the BCS system into the formatting of the playoff, I'd be all for it. I love the BCS.
It's gonna expand again here
Oh
shortly.
yeah,
It's gonna get to the point, and I don't want to get too off topic, but it's gonna get to 16. I feel like they're gonna keep going until they get to at least in the 20s, at least 32. That way, like
yeah,
there's no other questions, and they're gonna still be pissed off because the SEC is gonna get a vast majority of the slots because it's just the best conference.
yeah, for sure. And my biggest thing though is I don't like the idea of people deciding who makes it to the playoff. I want it to be computer based.
Yeah, like how the BCS was.
Yeah, and if they would do that, I'd be so happy. Especially with how you see AI and all that nowadays taking over. Come on, utilize it the right way. I mean, we see how these AP voters are doing. I mean, they aren't even checking out what's really even happening before they make their polls. So
Especially you seen it last year. And I mean, I understand it was the first year with the 12 team, but you seen last year. It was like it's like, who were the two teams that people were like questions like, oh, why'd they throw Indiana in there? Why'd they throw SMU in there?
mhm.
But the rankings from jump already had kind of favored that from the beginning.
Yep.
So it's like they already had a basis to be like, okay, well, I don't even have to worry. They
Yeah,
lost, but I'm
exactly.
just gonna throw them in there anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I mean, I'm excited either way to see how the season closes out. Because I mean, LSU is really just scratching the surface with what we've got on our schedule, and I mean, this
Mhm.
weekend's a good test, but it's not even our hardest test of the year.
Mm-mm. But as it goes on, they're gonna keep getting harder though for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, who would have thought that looking at our schedule, Vanderbilt is a team that
They're
you're kind of
favored.
worried about.
They're
Yeah, and that's
favored, which is
weird.
very odd, and I mean, it's
Yeah,
still too early to, because I started seeing that, I'm like, "Dude, like, look, and I'm not hating, Chris, I ain't hating, but, like, we're still really early on. Congrats on what y'all had last year. It looks like y'all got something good going on this year, but to start seeing favors going that way, like, that's crazy talk. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's crazy."
I mean, I would rather say I beat Clemson in Florida than saying I beat Virginia Tech in South Carolina at this point.
Yeah, well, I don't wanna be the one that says I lost to Vanderbilt either.
That's true. That's true. Ugh,
That's not a I don't wanna be in the same boat as Bama fans in that regard.
absolutely. Which, by the way, I think I might nickname Brian Kelly the Soul Taker because I'm pretty sure that he stole Dabo's soul. Had to. I mean, because I've never seen a team play so flat. That team's way too talented. That team that played against LSU is not the same team that's been lining up. I watched their Syracuse game. That was bad.
Oh, they clapped the cheeks, bro. That was bad.
Yeah. I
And I'm
mean,
okay with that. I'm
yeah, I mean,
completely
yeah,
fine with that.
absolutely. But it's so weird.
Yeah, well, that's how college football is. It's mysterious for sure.
Absolutely. But all right, let's jump into it. I'm ready to break down some Ole Miss as much as I hate them. All right. So our season averages so far for each team. Ole Miss leads the way in points per game. Obviously, LSU has played a different schedule than Ole Miss has. Not a knock at Ole Miss's schedule because they played respectable teams, but Ole Miss's
Nah,
offense has gotten it done in these games. Obviously, game one they score 60 plus points, so I mean that
mhm. That helps
definitely
pad the
helps.
stats.
Yeah, so they're averaging 543 yards a game while LSU's averaging 392. Not bad.
Mhm.
So passing wise, 325 to 275, which we know that 275 is about to change in the next few weeks, if not this weekend. That is going to change 100%. Rushing yards, though, I will give Ole Miss their props. They do average more than LSU, 218 to 117, an area that LSU does need to step it up a little bit
I love
because,
the time of possession. I love the
oh, I
fact
do
that
too.
LSU's playing better competition and they're still holding the ball longer than Ole Miss is.
See, and that's one thing I think that's been key for this team this year is they're slowing the game down, and I do like that.
And they're controlling the game at the line of scrimmage too,
Mhm,
especially offensive line. Like, and I mean, that
mhm.
was a big question mark for us. Going into this year, it's like, man, it's a brand new unit and all this and that, but they really haven't looked bad at all. To
No.
say you have one returning player, I think, from last
Yep.
year. That's it.
Mhm.
Everybody else is pretty much green and brand new. I mean,
Exactly. And our returning player, I think he's suspended for the first half of this game, DJ Chester.
Chester, really?
Yeah, he got called for targeting the other night.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
this is so goofy. Come on, man.
It was so weird too. Like it was the last thing I ever expected to see, but it did happen. First down wise, they're pretty much even, 25 to 24 per game. Third down efficiency, this is an area that I would like to see LSU to improve on it. They're hitting at
Hmm.
47%, which not a terrible number, but
Needs to be
I'm
better.
sorry. I'm sorry, but I don't want to see the punt team on the field very much.
Especially as you get into the harder SEC schedule, this
Yes.
percentage needs to be higher.
Mhm.
Because the more times you're giving the ball back to the other team after third down, it's less and less opportunities for you to stay in the game. So you want that
Exactly.
number to be higher.
Exactly. So penalty wise, I did penalty yards average per game. They're roughly about the same, 60 to 58.
Mhm,
Um, Turnovers 5 to 4, about the same. That's offensive turnovers, not defense, by the way.
mhm.
Fumbles 2 to 1. LSU's had more interceptions. Ole Miss has thrown 4 to LSU's 2. And then time of possession, like we said, LSU is beating them in that department by about 5 minutes, which is huge. So
People don't
I will
take
take
that's a stat that people don't pay attention to.
it. It's
Time of
one of the
possession
most
is
important.
very, very it is because depending on what the rest of your stats look like, time of possession usually can kind of tell you the tale of like what the team is. And I mean, LSU's done a good job at like being efficient for the most part, not turning the ball over a whole lot, but
Mhm.
controlling the line of scrimmage, chewing clock, and trying to make the most of their opportunities. And if
Yep.
the trend continues and the offense is able to open up more, you're able to spread the ball out and throw the ball more, that's
Mhm.
going to be a big difference.
Absolutely. So let's check it out right here. Defensive rundown for LSU. They're allowing 9.25 points per game, which is great. Have not allowed over 10 points in a game all year, which is a great flex to have right now. They're allowing only 64.25 rushing yards a game, which, God, I didn't think we'd see this for a long time. So it makes me happy. And then
Hopefully, we can keep
passing,
it up.
yeah, absolutely. And then 182.25 passing yards a game, which again is also not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing too to consider is a lot of the yards that LSU has allowed came once things had kind of we pulled away per se
Yeah,
because
everything had kind of settled, and you just had like a big play, like not say garbage time, but like once everything was kind of more or less set in stone.
yeah. So like our rushing yards number would have been actually probably about 10 yards less had LSU not pulled their starters in the second half the other night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy with that. But let's look at Ole Miss. Highlighted by quarterback Trinidad Chambly. He's got a 67.7% completion percentage for 719 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 36 carries on the year for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, he has not been the starter for all 4 games for them. He's come in due to injury, and I feel like he's kind of stolen the job at this point. I don't see a
Mm-hmm.
reason to rush Austin Simmons out there unless needed because, I mean,
Mm-mm.
let's be real. I mean, Chambly's he's great. But then again, this weekend could change that. We just don't know. It's a
It
game
could
by
change
game
the whole.
basis.
It could change the whole outlook.
Yes. And then one of the more underrated, I'd say, running backs in the SEC, Kawan Lacey, 79 carries, 358 yards, 7 touchdowns. That's a dangerous threat right there. He's very good. He's got good vision, good speed. I mean, he can find the holes. I mean, he is a guy to keep your eye on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hitting the defensive side of the ball, Xavier Harris, defensive tackle, 21 tackles, 2 sacks, and an interception on the year already. I mean, he's a stud. He really. One thing I've noticed when I looked at some tape on him is that he is probably I would say they're best in their front seven. I think that's a fair take. Even though, I mean, don't get me wrong, their linebackers are fun, but Harris, he's good at plugging the hole and not letting you get through. And that I
Mm-hmm.
respect. And obviously, 2 sacks in the year for defensive tackle through 4 games is fantastic because defensive
Mm-hmm.
tackles don't usually rack up sacks. They just rack up a lot of tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So good on him. And having an interception, that's also fantastic. So props there. And then Jaden Yates, their linebacker, he's got 29 tackles. So not terrible. Can't really complain there. I mean, obviously through 4 games, you can't really pick out, elite defenders yet because, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, still
Still a
so much
small
left to
sample
go.
size.
Yeah, because, I mean, when you look at LSU's numbers, I mean, our defenders that you would expect to be 100 plus tackles in the year, they haven't gotten going yet, really. Like Whit
They're,
Weeks, a
they're
guy that
deep
should
too,
be,
though.
yeah, because I mean, you would think Whit Weeks would have, 40, 50 tackles by now, but he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even a knock at him at all. I mean, he's playing fantastic. Would not change a thing about how he's playing. So, yeah, I mean, it's just stats are weird this year. But there's always a but. Some defensive worries about Ole Miss. They're allowing 18.75 points per game. Not a big deal. That's not bad. I mean, it's double what LSU's allowing, but again, that's not a bad number. But there's a couple of factors to consider here. So, allowing 166.25 passing yards a game, that's not bad at all. But the rushing yards they're allowing, 190.5.
That's a concern.
It is.
And you're not even
Because,
playing big teams yet.
yes, exactly. So, I mean, Arkansas and Kentucky are the best teams that they've faced.
And they're not even that great at running the ball.
Exactly.
So
And I mean, some they've allowed. I want to say it was like 190 yards ish rushing to. I think it was to Kentucky, and then like 200 plus to Arkansas. Which,
If LSU can get going like that, running the ball, even snip that, even if you're in the 100 to 150 yard rank, that pass game's going to get started. I'm telling you, that's going
absolutely.
to open it. That's going to open a play action for them so much, and they can just chuck it wherever they want.
Oh,
That's dangerous.
100%.
This could be a really good game for LSU running the ball if they're really wanting to be disciplined and hammer down on it.
Absolutely, and I think that's one thing. I think LSU they need to eat the clock in this game, and which I mean we've seen them do it all year, but I think that that's going to be a key factor there. And so to pull it up, Kentucky so Kentucky ran for 172 yards against Ole Miss. They had 2 rushing touchdowns against them. Let's get to the Arkansas game. Arkansas ran for 221 and they had 4 rushing touchdowns.
I'm pretty sure the quarterback attributed to a good piece of that. Green.
Yeah, he had 14 carries for 115 yards with a touchdown. Hey, and his longest rush though of the day was only 20 yards too. So I mean, he was putting it up.
He was just gashing them, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, 13 carries for 95 yards outside of that one rush is pretty fantastic, actually, especially for a quarterback. So. I mean, realistically, so in that game, Arkansas averaged 6 yards per rush against them. In the Kentucky game, Kentucky averaged 4.6 yards per rush, but they still had 172 rushing yards. Tulane, on the other hand, let's see what because Tulane was shut down, but they averaged 4.6 yards. They had 178 rushing yards.
That's insane.
And then Georgia State, who they beat 63-7. Georgia State averaged 5.5. They had 35 carries for 191 yards.
So they're just banking on offense scoring a lot of points and them just not like they can give up like running the ball, but they're just not giving up the points at the end of drives. Yes. They just expect to blow everybody out. The only thing about that is I don't think they've played an offense as loaded from top to bottom as LSU's offense. And I've got to imagine that they're going to want to throw on them too. Yeah. I double down and run, but man, like they can throw on them. I don't see why they can't.
I mean, remember 2023 LSU? Great offense. Smokes everybody, but the defense couldn't keep up. I fear that this could be the situation that Ole Miss is in.
Oh, you mean they just can't – they're not going to be able to stay in a shootout because LSU's defense is –
Exactly.
Especially with a quarterback who hasn't played this level of competition yet.
Yeah, so – and then after LSU, I mean – so this is weird. So Ole Miss takes a bye week after LSU, and then they come back and they host Washington State at home.
That's late, huh?
Yeah, that's why I looked at my phone where I was like, "What?
Why are you playing Washington State like after like 4 or 5 games? That's odd. You should be SEC schedule."
Yeah. So, but then after which I guess it makes sense considering this will be their 3rd SEC game this weekend. So I guess that's why they did it like that. But then after that. Weird. It gets no easier for Ole Miss. On the road at Georgia, on the road at OU, home against South Carolina. Then they get a home game with Citadel. Then they have Florida at home.
Get a cupcake that late, damn.
Yeah, and then they close it out with Mississippi State. So not an easy schedule by any means. So I mean, if they lose this game, put them at 4-1. I'll see them losing to Georgia. I see them losing to OU.
They can sit at 3 losses by the end of the year, probably 3-4.
Yeah, I'd say 2 to 4 losses. And I like 9-3, 10-2 feels good off the tongue though about them.
They're not beating Georgia.
No.
But see, you brought up Oklahoma, but the thing about it is, and I don't want to get too off topic, but Oklahoma's quarterback is going to be out for a little while too, so that's a difference maker when you try to break down that one. So,
well, I think they're looking at like 3 weeks, maybe a month for Mateer, which they have they've got a bye week and then they have a gimme game. So before Red River. So he possibly is back for Texas. If not, he'll be back for South Carolina. So I think they're okay, which I mean, honestly, I think OU beats Texas because Arch he's trash.
I mean, I would love to see that,
Yeah, for sure.
And I can't stand either one of them, but
absolutely. But All right. So, I mean, so before we get to the end of this thing, well, actually, I think let me make sure. Yeah. So we're at the final thoughts part. But before we get into our final thoughts, let's do it real quick. Give me your prediction for Saturday.
I'll go out on a limb. Let's go. Give me 38-21 LSU.
Dang, I like that. I was going 34-24.
I don't think they get. I really don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't think they give up 28 or more. I think they can contain them, but I think they'll. I think just off of the quarterback's athleticism and like his skill set, they can maybe sneak some points in there. So I give them 21 tops, but I think LSU can definitely drop 35 or more in this game.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, a comfortable win,
I
preferably.
mean, personally, I'd like to see LSU keep that 10 points or less allowed a game
Oh,
going.
I would love to see that as well. But
Yeah. I feel
offensively, I
like
mean, it's possible. But
Yeah, I feel like this one might be a situation where LSU could go up big early and then Ole Miss just kind of scratches
creep
away
back.
towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
so, but yeah, I'm with you on that one. I like your pick a lot. I mean, ours are very close in score, so I'm all for it. Um, that being said, what's your final thoughts heading into Ole Miss?
I just really want to see them. Two things. I really want to see them double down on the run game. I really want to see them commit to it. If Durham doesn't play, I would really just try to force Jackson in there and just make him make those decisions. And if
Yep.
he's gonna hesitate like he's been doing, I'm gonna give it to one of the younger guys and let them go because that's what we seen last year. They wanted to try to force Jackson in there. He couldn't get it going, and Durham started touching the ball, and the rest was history. So I want to see them really commit to running the ball, but also I really want to see him start to get some of those other receivers involved as well. Nick Anderson, I want to see him get involved, and I would love to
Yep.
see Chris Hilton get a couple of nice balls on that too. They have so many weapons, and getting
Mhm.
Trez Green back, even if he's not 100%, having that big body guy available in the red zone is great. And I liked what I
He'll
saw
pull
from.
you some pass interference calls.
And I like what I've seen from Bauer Sharp in the time that Green hasn't
Absolutely.
been in. I like what I've seen from him. So my biggest thing is double down on running the ball and trying to get the ball to some of these other really good playmakers you have because they're right there waiting for you. They can make plays for you.
Absolutely. I'm ready to see the Perk show this weekend. I want to see Harold Perkins go off. I
I
think
would love to see that too.
this game is made for his style of play. I think I mean, obviously, I saw a close up of Harold Perkins recently. It was a video clip, and I should have saved it because it was so good. But it showed his eyes what he does before a play, and I've never seen a person's eyes so locked in on a player, and his eyes just like moving everywhere the player was going. It was awesome. Um, but no, I think this is his game to shine. I mean, obviously, he's shined in all 4 games so far, but I really think this is a special one for him because it's the style of play for an offense that caters to what he's good against. And I really want to see what kind of plays Perkins is going to make because he is clearly studied up. His football knowledge, I feel like, is at its peak right now. And I think he's really adjusted to when he needs a drop or when he needs a rush. And I have a really, really good feeling about what we're going to see out of him. So
I love that they're letting him play the star. Like they're just letting him make plays. Like I hate it. I don't remember if it was his idea last year or whatever, but him playing in the middle, I'm like, he can't affect the game how he can. Him being able to blitz from the outside, him being able to shoot through the gaps. Like I want him to be wherever the action's at. Because that's
yeah,
when we've seen him go crazy, is letting him just ball out and do his thing. Let him do his thing and everything else will work out because the rest of the linebackers are solid too. If he doesn't get off, guess what? I got 2 or 3 other guys that can get off too. And if he doesn't
absolutely.
get off, he's going to command at least 1 or 2 guys trying to stop him from making a play. So,
Amen to that. Well, man, that being said, we thank you guys for watching tonight. It's been a fun show. I hate Ole Miss. Brandon hates Ole Miss. We're ready to beat the piss out of them, to be honest. um,
Agabay.
that's right. Shout out Whit Weeks. You get your thing after that game. You get the dub twice this weekend, brother.
Come on, bro. Come on. You're already in Lane's head, bro. You're already in Lane's head. Finish it on the field, bro.
My man. Well, all right. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Bayou Bengal backers. You can't miss us. We'd love to have you to help us grow our channel. Obviously, we're just getting started. It's moving quickly, so hop on the train while you can. And we'll see you this time next week. Have a good one.